Immediately. Before we start, I think the members that are here are self-evident, but there are members who have said that they want to be recognized. They are not here, but they are part of the team, and they've said that we must mention their names specifically. Apologies from Honorable Chris Wamalwa, MP Kiminini, Honorable Elisha from GEM, Honorable Mishimboko, Honorable Aisha Jumwa, Honorable Tendi Mwambire, Honorable Rose Nyamunga, Honorable James Koyo, Honorable Rosa Buyu, Honorable Elsie, Women Rep Kakamega, Honorable Tom Odege, Honorable Janet Ongera, Honorable Adagala, Women Rep from Vihiga. And having said that, we are going to read a press statement entitled Launch of Economic Liberation Program by National Resistance Movement of NASA, November 3rd, 2017. And I'll ask Honorable Florence Mutua, Women Rep from Busia County, to start.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Millie. And the press statement reads, on Tuesday, October 31st, 2017, principals of the NASA Super Alliance laid out a broad roadmap for putting the country on the path to ending electoral autocracy and returning to democracy through free, fair, and credible elections. The broad agenda the principals rolled out include positive action programs like economic liberation, people's assembly, non-cooperation with illegal national government, and defense of the right to peaceful protest. The principals left the task of interpreting and implementing the broad roadmap to a newly formed organ, the National Resistance Movement. Today, therefore, we, the parliamentary wing of the NRM, are here to kick off the program of implementing one specific provision of our program for action, and that is economic liberation. With immediate effect, we are launching the program of economic liberation through targeted boycott of companies, corporations, and businesses that are beneficiaries and supporters of this regime that is destroying Kenya and frustrating the dreams and aspirations of our people. We have a long and comprehensive list of companies, both local and global, on our radars, and which we'll be naming at intervals. We wish to emphasize that the list of companies that will come officially and formally from NASA, any list that will not have come from us, will be fake to this struggle. We ask our people to stick to the list we will provide from time to time.
Thank you. I invite Honorable Gladys Wanga, Women Rep from Homa Bay, to continue.
Today, and with immediate effect, we call on all Kenyans who believe in free, fair, and credible elections to boycott products of the following companies. 1, Safaricom. And we do understand that it might not be immediate for our members to move and find alternatives, but we are giving our members until Friday next week to migrate from Safaricom. 2, Brookside Dairies, and this includes Brookside, Ilara, Molo Milk, and Delamere, and all products produced by Brookside Dairies. 3, Bidco Industries, and as our members know, this includes Kimbo, Elianto, Golden Fry, Bahari Fry, White Star, Bidco itself, and any product with a Bidco label on it. Besides frustrating the legitimate democratic dreams and aspirations of Kenyans, these companies have the blood of Kenyans in their hands, and systems by providing solid backing for the Jubilee regime and platform for rigging of elections. The rigging of elections has led to the death of innocent Kenyans shot dead by police in 2007, 2013, and now 2017.
Okay, we are calling on Honorable Godfrey Osotsi from ANC to read.
Thank you very much. In August, a 10-year-old Stefan Mora was shot dead in Mathare North Area 2 for no reason at all. We all remember that Chris Musando was tortured, killed because the Jubilee regime, with the backing of these companies, needed power at all costs to continue benefiting these companies, and the list is long. These companies provide goods and services supplied by people with the blood of Kenyans on their hands. They provide goods and services supplied by people who support those with the blood of Kenyans on their hands. This company provide goods and services which are used to abuse the rights of Kenyans and result in the death of many Kenyans. Their goods, services, and the market proceeds are used to support people who have the bloods of Kenyans on their hands. Thank you.
Okay, our next, the next person will be Honorable Pasaris, Women Representative, Nairobi County.
Safaricom's conspiracy to defeat the will of Kenyans in the 2017 elections has been widely canvassed. It is a matter of public record that Safaricom was contracted by the IEBC to transmit election results from the KEMS kits at the polling stations to the IEBC servers. All this data was to be conveyed via a vital private network to ensure that there was no tampering with the results before reaching the servers. It has since come to our knowledge that one of these VPNs terminated at a cloud server registered in Spain, but operated from France under the control of OT Morpho. Consequently, results from the polling station, KEMS kit, left the country, but never found its way back to IEBC. None of the kits under Safaricom's network ever got their results into the IEBC public web portal. Furthermore, when purported results started streaming onto the portal without accompanying Forms 34A/B, Safaricom senior management knew that these results did not come from the KEMS kit. The company chose to do nothing. Moreover, between July 25th and July 27th, the period immediately prior to the disappearance of the acting IEBC director, Chris Musando, hundreds of KEMS kits were stolen from the IEBC. The same stolen KEMS kit were allowed to continue operating on the Safaricom network, even though the company's management knew those kits were not under the control of the IEBC. Safaricom has blood of Kenyans like Chris Musando in its hand, and the many victims that have continued to be killed. It has to pay for it.
Okay, sorry. Honorable Nakara Lodepe from Turkana Central.
Kenyans, we have to pay the price for us to get good in this country. We are calling for a boycott that will act, a boycott that will be painful, a boycott that will bring these corporations on their knees and to their senses until they stand up for electoral justice expressed through fair, free, and credible elections. We are aware that the ruthless determination by the Jubilee administration to stay in power at any cost is not an end in itself. Primitive accumulation of money is the motive. In turn, this money is used to subvert and undermine our democracy. The boycott of Brookside Dairies, like Bidco Industries, provide goods and services supplied by people with the blood of Kenyans on their hands. They provide goods and services supplied by people who support those with the blood of Kenyans on their hands. Their goods, services, and market proceeds are used to support people who have the blood of Kenyans on their hands, and like Safaricom, they have presided over economic regimes that improve rather than empower Kenyans. When Jubilee took over power, dairy farmers were being paid a maximum of shilling 35 per litre. Consumers were paying 75 shillings per litre. 36% have liter packet. Today, farmers will be lucky to get 35 shillings per litre, yet consumers are paying 120 per kilo. 60 shillings per half-liter packet. The processor's margin has increased almost threefold. They are the spoils of power our children are paying for their lives. This economic exploitation is in addition to supporting political programs that have entrenched electoral autocracy and rigged elections. We are not powerless. We are after all the farmers and consumers of milk. We are asking our people to explore alternatives. Years ago, all our milk processing were done by KCC and other cooperatives. Today, we are asking our supporters to support our farmers' cooperative. We are asking our farmers to organize themselves to sell their milk to consumers directly by avoiding Brookside, Dairies, and Bidco.
Honorable Lekina, Ledama, Senator for Narok.
Before I read my statement, I must say that my heart bleeds for the Maasai Nation. Yesterday, we lost over 400 cows which were killed by this regime. And this heightens our resistance against this regime. We are asking our people, we are telling our people, check the label, SOMA label, and act accordingly. Product by product, we will liberate ourselves from oligarchy, monopolies, and cartels. We want to replace cartels' product with cottage industries and create jobs and circulate money in our local economies. Our people are among the creatives and enterprising in the region. We must tap into this tradition. We can manufacture soap and cooking oil in our backyards and save ourselves from Bidco. We can produce edible oils and support our local farmers to produce oil crops. We shall be announcing more economic liberation initiatives in the coming days. And finally, the end game is that we be the people who will end electoral fraud, not only in Kenya, but in all of Africa, and be the team that will approach the evil culture of sham election with predetermined outcomes. Thank you.
Safaricom. Resist. Safaricom.
Resist.
Brookside Dairies.
Resist.
Brookside Dairies.
Resist.
Bidco Industries.
Resist.
Bidco Industries.
Resist.
Jubilee.
Resist.
Jubilee.
Resist.
Uhuru Kenyatta.
Resist.
Uhuru Kenyatta.
Resist.
William Ruto.
Resist.
We shall be asking.
We'll be getting questions, but before that, Honorable Jeanette, if you have something.
Today was Friday, so I'm the one praying for the team so that they can resist. Jubilee.
Resist.
Uhuru Kenyatta.
Resist.
Bidco.
Resist.
Safaricom.
Resist.
Brookside.
Resist.
William Ruto.
Resist.
Bas. Now, this is the beginning of the liberation of our country. When these are what we are doing today is we are taking action on behalf of Kenyans for corporates who decided to go in bed with the Jubilee regime to deprive Kenyans of their rights, their political rights, and their will to express their political rights on whom they want to lead this country. Safaricom has played a role in 2013 elections. They have played a bigger role in 2017 elections in circumventing the will of the people of Kenya. And when you see NASA saying that we are going to boycott certain companies and products, these are not small people. This is a huge population of this country. NASA controls 70% of this country. A population of 45 million, NASA controls 25 million people in terms of population. and they are 10 million strong when it comes to voting power out of the 19 million voters. So if these corporates thought that they can have their way by going to bed with a regime that is killing the Kenyan dream, then their days are over, and I think they will realize in the next 2 months that they are supposed to be neutral in a country when it comes to political issues. Asante.
Honorable Wandai.
I thought there would be questions, but if there's none, yeah, basically, any question? But then, yeah.
We are seeing the journalists are resisting
No.
questions.
No. There's one there. Go ahead, please. As we speak, most of the members you see here have already migrated from Safaricom. The few who haven't migrated for whatever reason will be migrating by the end of today.
10 minutes, they are done. You won't find us on Safaricom.
And we are appealing to all our supporters, wherever they are, that the alternatives are many. They need to go ahead and migrate without any further delay. In fact, there is a product, there is a mechanism of migrating without changing. It's called porting, without necessarily losing your number.
Yes.
You just have to move with your numbers, but choose the prefix of the preferred supplier of the service. Yes?
Please speak up.
Gap between the rich and poor is widening.
Firstly, when you talk about Kenyans, I don't know which Kenyans, because contrary to the assertion you have, most of the Kenyans are actually eager to see a return of democracy in this country. And most of Kenyans are tired of the culture of electoral theft that has been entrenched by the Jubilee administration in this country. And many Kenyans are jobless. And the economy is already on its knees under the administration of Jubilee. And therefore, there is no price that is too high to pay for democracy to be brought back into the country. Yes.
The law has already changed. The law has already changed. That is gone.
Who said it is permanent there?
I didn't get you clearly, but of Jomo Kenyatta, yeah?
Constitutionally legal.
No. That is far-fetched because, first and foremost, the mere fact that Jomo Kenyatta's portrait still appearing on the currency is also unconstitutional. It's something which should have been stopped long time ago, and we don't care. We don't care how the currency looks. What is important for us is that we're dealing with these companies and products that are being used to feed this autocracy. Yes.
Okay. We'll take the last question, and then I'll give the chairman if he has one thing to say. It's okay. Last question,
please.
That's it.
Yes. Tumesema ya kwamba kuna products mingi sana na watajipanga
Na hata uji.
Na kuanzia leo sisi tunaenda kwa outreach.
Uji is healthier.
This is a campaign that has just begun and it will go on until we realize our objectives.
Safaricom!
Resist!
Bidco!
Resist!
Brookside!
Resist! Resist!
Jubilee!
Resist!
Resist!